You're traveling through the unknown, a journey beyond the corners of reality, where the shadows whisper and the chill runs deep. Welcome to the dimension where your deepest fears are given form. This is The Midnight Mystery.
Welcome to The Midnight Mystery. Today's episode is called, I Woke Up in a Maze with No Escape. In each episode, we delve into the shadowed corners of our existence, bringing you tales of the eerie, the uncanny, and the downright terrifying. From the realms of the supernatural to the depths of the human psyche, no stone is left unturned, no dark secret left hidden. As the clock once again draws near midnight, prepare to embark on another adventure into the uncanny, the eerie, the horrifying, the midnight mystery.
When I opened my eyes, a suffocating silence enveloped me. The world around was a chaotic blend of paths, twisting and turning, leading to God knows where. I was in a vast, ominous maze, the walls towering high above, concealing the outside world. My memory was a blurred canvas, offering no insights, no beginning or end. A cold shiver ran down my spine as I took the first step, the ground echoing a hollow sadness beneath my feet. I was utterly alone, or at least that's what I thought. Hello? My voice trembled, bouncing off the cold walls, returning as 1,000 whispering echoes. There was no reply, just the soft rustling of the wind curving through the maze's intricate paths. I stumbled down one path, feet shuffling against the rough floor, hands tracing the icy walls. My breath came out in ragged gasps, eyes flickering as they tried to pierce through the overwhelming darkness. "Is anyone there?" I asked again, hope trickling through my voice. Silence. And then, a soft whisper floated through the cold air. "Who are you?" The voice was faint, barely above a whisper, but it was there. I stopped, my heart racing. "I don't know," I replied, my voice barely above a whisper. "I don't remember anything. Where am I?" "You're in the labyrinth," the voice responded, resonating with a spectral eeriness. "A place of lost souls and forgotten memories." I felt a shudder ripple through me. "How do I get out of here?" My voice filled the space, desperation clinging to each word. "There's no way out, not unless the maze allows it." The voice grew stronger, a sad melody woven into its tone. I continued walking, the conversation with the unseen presence both a comfort and a terror. Every step seemed heavier than the last, and the endless twisting paths only seemed to delve deeper into the unknown. "But why am I here? I need answers." My voice echoed with a mix of frustration and fear. I stopped again, waiting, hoping for a response. "You'll find the answers as you go, but be careful," the voice whispered ominously. "The maze is alive with memories and horrors you might not be ready to face." I swallowed hard, trying to steady my racing heart. I nodded, even though there was nobody there to see, and pressed on, driven by a determination to uncover the truth hidden within the maze's suffocating embrace. As the journey progressed, the voice became my constant companion, guiding, warning, and weaving tales of sorrow and darkness that clung to the labyrinth's walls. The reality of my situation started to unfold, each step revealing fragments of the mystery that shrouded my existence. And with each revelation, the horrifying nature of the labyrinth and my place within it began to claw at the edges of my understanding. As I navigated through the twisted pathways, something felt eerily off. Shadows danced along the walls, whispering the unsaid and unseen. My journey became a nightmarish carnival when horrifying creatures began to emerge from the hidden corners of the labyrinth. Each face bore twisted features, a grotesque version of familiarity. In their terrifying forms, a flicker of recognition sparked, a tormenting reminder of something or someone I couldn't quite grasp. "Who are you?" My voice faltered as I spoke to the shadows, the words escaping in hurried breaths. One of the creatures, a hulking form with eyes that seemed to peer into the depths of my soul, moved closer. "Don't you recognize me?" it whispered, its voice a chilling wind that cut through the silence. The features of its face seemed to contort and shift, like a distorted memory struggling to find its true form. I backed away, my mind racing, heart pounding. "I don't know," I muttered, confusion and fear mingling in my thoughts. "I can't remember." Another creature slithered forward from the darkness, its appearance less defined but equally unsettling. "Think," it hissed. "Look past the terror, see the faces you once knew." I strained, squinting my eyes, trying to see beyond the grotesque masks they wore. "Why are you here?" I questioned. a mix of curiosity and terror in my tone. "What do you want from me?" "We are the echoes of your deeds," the first creature replied, its form becoming slightly clearer. A hint of sadness tinged its eerie tone. "Lost in this labyrinth of despair, just like you." My breaths came in ragged gasps as I tried to process their cryptic words. The pathway seemed to close in around me, the shadows growing thicker, the whispers louder. "Help me understand," I pleaded, feeling a wave of desperation crash over me. "Help me remember." A silence settled, heavy and foreboding. The creatures exchanged glances, a silent communication passing between them. "The maze holds the key," the second creature said, its voice softer, almost gentle. "Navigate its twists and turns, confront your fears, and the truth will unveil itself." As I moved forward, they lingered in the shadows, their forms flickering like uncertain flames. Their whispers followed me, an eerie chorus that filled the cold, desolate pathways. Conversations unfolded, the creatures revealing pieces of a puzzle, their words weaving a tapestry of forgotten memories and hidden truths. The labyrinth became a stage, and its horrifying occupants, the players in a tragic narrative that seemed inextricably linked to my own obscured past. Days and nights melted into one another as I battled through the labyrinth, facing my monstrous fears at every turn. With each step, a cruel clarity started to bleed into my forgotten memories. I was not just a lost wanderer. There was a deeper darkness tied to my presence in this maze. The walls seemed to respond to my thoughts, altering and shifting, as if I had some strange control over its torturous design. One murky night, for time had lost all meaning. I found myself standing at a crossroads within the maze. The paths before me twisted ominously, each one shrouded in a suffocating fog of uncertainty. "Which way?" I murmured, more to myself than anyone else. But, as if in response to my words, a dissonant whisper filled the air. "Choices matter, you know," the voice slithered from the shadows. A creature emerged, its form vague but its eyes radiating an unsettling intensity. "Every turn, every path you choose, it's a reflection of your own mind." I stared, breathing heavily, feeling the weight of the creature's words. "Who are you?" I asked, trying to maintain some semblance of composure. "I'm a part of this, of your maze," it replied, a smirk playing across its indistinct features. "I am the embodiment of your unresolved turmoil." I swallowed hard, gathering the remnants of my courage. "What do you mean, my maze? And why does it feel like the walls change with my thoughts?" "Because they do," it said simply. "You're more connected to this place than you realize. It's a creation of your mind, a materialization of your deepest fears and darkest deeds." I shook my head, trying to fend off the encroaching madness. "So, how do I get out? What's the way?" "The way out isn't simply a matter of left or right, straight or back," it chuckled ominously. "It's a journey through the darkest corridors of your soul. Only by confronting the truths hidden in its shadows can you hope to find an exit." An uneasy silence settled between us. I felt a million questions bubbling inside me, each one fighting to escape my lips. "What? What truths? What are you talking about?" "All in due time," it sighed, almost with a note of sympathy. "Just remember, the maze doesn't lie, and neither do the horrors within. They are here to show you what you need to see, even if it's not what you want." With a shudder, I moved forward, choosing a path that seemed as uncertain as the rest. The creature's words echoed in my mind, adding another layer to the suffocating enigma of the labyrinth. As I wandered through its endless contortions, a stream of eerie dialogues filled the silence, each conversation a clue, a cryptic piece of a puzzle that I had yet to fully comprehend. A bone-chilling moment of realization crashed over me like a ruthless wave. The maze, with all its haunting horrors, was my creation, an architect of my own nightmare. The faces of the creatures that haunted the paths weren't just fragments of fear. They were shrouded shadows of my past. The disfigured forms, once dripping with malice, now wept tears of recognition. They were my family. Their blood was on my hands, their lives extinguished by my own madness. "I'm so sorry," I whispered, as the murky shadows of the labyrinth seemed to pulse with a palpable sorrow. The faces of my loved ones, twisted in agony, stared back at me, their eyes pools of unanswered questions and unending pain. One of them, a woman who was once vibrant with life, now a grotesque shadow of herself, spoke. "Why? Her voice was a shattered echo filled with despair. "I don't know," I replied, my voice breaking. Tears blurred my vision as I tried to hold her gaze. "I don't remember." "You brought us here," a child's voice piped up, filled with a sorrow too profound for his age. He looked at me, eyes wide, as if searching for a sliver of sanity in the world we were all trapped in. "I didn't mean to," I mumbled, feeling the crushing weight of their stares, their silent pleas for explanation, for some glimmer of reason in the darkness. As I stumbled through the paths, they followed, a constant reminder of the chaos that had consumed our lives. Conversations filled with grief and accusation echoed through the cold stone walls of the maze. "Where are we going?" another voice asked, its tone heavy with the weariness of the tormented. "I'm trying to find a way out," I responded, my own voice barely more than a broken whisper. "I want to free us all from this nightmare." But the maze was relentless, and the shadows of my past never ceased their haunting vigil. We navigated through the horror together, myself, a tortured architect, and they, the unwilling pawns in a game of cruel madness. "Please, just stay with me," I pleaded with them as we faced the relentless horrors of the labyrinth. "Together we'll find a way out." They watched, their expressions an unsettling canvas of sorrow and lost hope, as I tried to unravel the knots of the terrifying puzzle we were ensnared in. The paths wound on, a labyrinth of sorrow, each turn revealing new layers of a tragedy that seemed to have no end. As the echoes of our grim procession filled the maze, a bitter resolve began to claw its way into my heart. I knew I had to face the unforgiving reality of my actions and fight through the darkness for a glimpse of salvation. For them, and for whatever shattered remnants of my soul remained in this horrifying abyss. I stood at the heart of the labyrinth, encircled by the phantoms of my unspeakable acts. The weight of the truth was a brutal chain, binding me to this eternal torment. Shadows loomed ominously, and the cold, accusing eyes of my past stared back at me, each one a piercing dagger of guilt. "What now?" One of the figures spoke, its voice echoing through the silence, a haunting reminder of a life once lived. The face, though marred by the terror of the maze, was unmistakably familiar, filled with a sorrow that words could not convey. "There's nowhere left to run," I replied grimly, feeling the suffocating grip of the labyrinth closing in around me. "There's no way out." The phantoms moved closer, their silent screams reverberating through the cold stone walls. "Justice," whispered another, the word hanging in the air like a thick fog. I looked around, feeling the pressure of their presence, their demand for retribution. "I can't undo what's been done," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "I can't bring back what's been lost." "You've condemned us to this eternal darkness," a child's voice rang out, clear and piercing in the heavy silence. "Where do we find our peace?" Tears streaked my face, the reality of my deeds crashing over me like a relentless tide. "I can end this," I said, a bitter determination settling in. "I'll face the consequences of my actions. It's the only way." And so, in the chilling embrace of the maze, a decision was forged. A final act to sever the chains of torment. "I'm so sorry," I whispered, the words a futile attempt to soothe the restless spirits that haunted the labyrinth. Taking a deep breath, I prepared myself, feeling the shadows of my past closing in, their cries for justice growing louder, more desperate. I could feel the cold embrace of the darkness, the labyrinth ready to consume the final pieces of my shattered soul. With a final agonizing scream, I ended it, allowing the crushing weight of my deeds to snuff out the flickering flame of my existence. The labyrinth shuddered, the shadows wailing as the brutal reality consumed me, leaving nothing but the chilling echoes of torment in its unforgiving grasp.
I hope you enjoyed our episode. I'd like to extend a heartfelt thanks to you, our brave listeners. Your presence in this shared journey into the unknown is what fuels our stories. Your fascination is our motivation. Did this episode send chills down your spine? Then leave your comments, your thoughts and theories, your own midnight mysteries. Your feedback is the beacon that guides us through the uncharted territories of our stories. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to our channel. By joining the Midnight Mystery family, you won't miss out on a single chilling tale. As a subscriber, you'll be the first to know when a new episode lurks around the corner, ready to pull you back into the shadowy depths of the unknown. This is the Midnight Mystery signing off, leaving you with a simple reminder. When the clock strikes 12, fear the silence. for that's when our tales come to life. Good night, midnight listeners, and remember, not all who wander into the dark are lost.